Hey guys, I just wanted to give a little direction on solving systems of equations by graphing. And so I have three systems up here, and I'm going to go through each one. And each one is going to have a different type of solution. So I just wanted you to be able to see the three different types. Okay, now when you're solving a system by graphing, almost all the time, you're going to first solve your equations for y, because that's the easiest way to graph. Now, if you want to just make a table and just plot, put in x's and find your y's, you can do it that way too. I prefer to solve for y first. Okay, so I'm going to solve this one right here, this equation right here for y. All I have to do for this one is I just have to subtract 2x on both sides. Okay, so that's going to give me y equals negative 2x plus 9. So that's my first equation. So then for my second one, I'm going to add my 6x to both sides. Okay, so we're going to add 6x to both sides. So this is going to be not just y. Negative 3y, okay, because this is 0, equals 6x plus 9. Okay, so then to get my y by itself, I have to subtract by negative 3, and I have to subtract everything by negative 3. So that's going to be y equals 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2x. And then 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. Okay, so there's my second equation. Here's my first one right here. Now, if you'll notice something with these two, notice that this number in front of the x is exactly the same for both of them. Okay, what that means, that's like your clue that these are parallel lines. So they're going to be exactly the same slope. Okay, so that's what that negative 2 is your slope, which means they're never going to cross, which means they'll have no solutions. Okay, so that's what that means. So if I graph these, so if I have negative 2x plus 9, I'm going to go up 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I'll do it by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 9 would be right here. And then go down 2 into the right one. So I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1, down 2 into the right 1, down 2 into the right 1. Now my line may not be very straight. We're going to see how this goes. Okay, so oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so there's my first line. So then my second one, I'm going to start at negative 3. So negative 3 right here. And then I go down 2 into the right one. So down 2 into the right one, down 2 into the right one. Whoops, down 2 into the right one, down 2 into the right one. Okay, and then draw my line. Again, may not be completely straight. Okay, but that's what it would look like. So those are your two parallel lines. And that's why you don't have a solution, because they're never going to cross each other. So they're always going to stay the same. Okay, let me get those graphs off. Okay, so now moving to the next one. So this one is nice because it's already solved for y. So you just have to graph it and see where they cross. They don't have the same slope, so they're most likely not going to, they're most likely going to have a solution because they're going to cross. Okay, and so if I graph my first one here, I'm going to start at 2. Let's probably go up by 2s here. So my y-intercept is 2, and then I'm going to go down 3. And this is like over 1, so negative 3 over 1. So I'm going to go down 3 and to the right 1. Okay, or I could go up 3 and to the left 1. And notice that's still the same slope. Okay, so down 3 and to the right 1. Down 3 and to the right 1. Okay, so this one, I'm going to try really hard to make my line good, because I have to see where they cross. Oh, wait. Let me go So hopefully they'll cross somewhere where my line is a little more straight. All right, so then for my second line, here we'll do it in yellow. Okay, so I'm going to start at -8, so 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's my y-intercept, and I'm going up 2 into the right one. So up 2 into the right one, up 2 into the right one, and up 2 into the right one. So that's going to be my crossing point right there. Okay, and then I'll just kind of try to make my line a little better. Well, these yellow dots are really hard for me to see. All right, so then this line is going to be even less straight. If I was doing this on paper, I'd probably be using a ruler or some kind of a straight edge to give myself straight lines, but I can't do that on a screen. Okay, but there's my crossing point. So that means that my solution here is where these are crossing. So it's at 2 and -1. Okay, so it's 2 and -1. Okay, because I went 2. Oh, just kidding. That's probably not 2, because it's probably 3 and -2. All right, I need to remember what my points are here. So let me try that again. So this is 2, 3, and -2 is where this would be crossing. So 3 and -2. Okay, so that's where those two lines would be crossing right there, would be 3 and -2. Okay, so that's how you do it. Like I said, it's easier if you have like a graphing, something on a computer that's meant to be used for graphing, or if you do it on paper to use rulers so you can actually see what you're doing. All right, so then the last one, my points and lines off here. Okay. Yes, I can write. So 3 and -2. All right. So then for this last one here, again, we want to solve this for y to solve it by graphing. And so I'm just going to subtract my x on both sides. So that's going to be y. You can't really subtract 5 and x, okay, because the 5 doesn't have an x with it. So it's just going to be -x plus 5. So that's for this first equation. And then for the second one, we're going to subtract 5x on both sides. And that's going to be 0. So I'm going to have, this is going down here, 5y equals -5x plus 25. And then I just have to divide everything by 5. So I divide everything by 5. So this is y equals -1x, okay, because 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, so notice on this one, so here's our two equations. So we have that one there in blue and then this one here in red. But notice they're exactly the same equation. So when you solve these for y, you end up getting the exact same equation. Okay, what that means is that you have an infinite number of solutions. Because if I graph this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I graph, so there's my point, and I'm going down one and to the right one. Okay, if I graph this line, if I graph the other one, so that would, be the first one, but if I graphed the second one, it's exactly the same. So, it would go right over the top of this exact same line. And so all of the points are the same. And that's why it's an infinite number of solutions. Okay, so when you get the exact same equation like this, that's what that means, is that it's an infinite number of solutions. Okay, so I hope that this little tutorial helped you a little bit to see how that graphing works. And I'll probably make another one for solving by substitution. So coming up soon.